For those of you who are using a MIDI controller with your SP-404 MK II, I want to show you how to control your effects and your parameters from your MIDI controller. So let's get into it. First things first, I'm over here in the Launch Key Mini MK3 Novation Components app. You can get this app from the Novation website. I'm gonna try to leave a link in the description. I'm not sure exactly what the link is, but I'll find it and I'll put it in the description for those of you who want to use a Novation, or maybe you want to get a Launch Key Mini. I like this keyboard because it's tiny. It's automatically mapped to Ableton. So this MIDI controller works for me, but whatever works for you is fine by me. We're in the Novation Components app. You can see here that you can customize your pads, different colors. You can send control changes to your sustain pedal if you're using a pedal. But here we only going to be worried about the pots here, the knobs across the top of the launch key here. And as you can see, each pot is already on a 0 value. I put it on 0 so we can start from scratch. And you have 8 pots here, so you control up to 8 things. And there are no control change numbers applied yet, as you can see here. And we're gonna do it step by step so you can see what to do. The MIDI channel you need to be on for bus 1 is MIDI channel 1. In order to change the MIDI channels in the Novation, you hit Shift, Transpose, and these are your MIDI channels here. Right now it's on 1, as you can see here. So MIDI channel 1 is gonna be bus 1. MIDI channel 2 is gonna be bus 2 in the SP. MIDI channel 3 is going to be bus 3. MIDI channel 4 is going to be bus 4. But we're only gonna be dealing with bus 1 because I wanna keep this simple. Once you get bus 1 right and you get that working, you follow the same steps for bus 2, 3, and 4. First CC number we're gonna be dealing with is CC number 19. CC number 19 is gonna turn your effects on and off. It's like an on-off switch. So we're gonna turn pot 1 into that on-off switch. So I'm gonna come down here where it says CC number, and I'm gonna put 19. And now pot 1 on-off switch. The next pot is gonna be CC number 83. CC number 83 is gonna give you the ability to cycle through your effects. So basically, when you're in bus 1 on the SP, it will go through all of your effects. Then you have your control knobs up here. You have control knob 1, control knob 2, and control knob 3, controlling your cutoff, your resonance, and your drive for your effects. Pot 3 is gonna be CC number 16. That's gonna be control knob 1. Pot 4 is gonna be CC number 17, which is gonna control knob 2. And pot number 5 is gonna be CC number 18, and that's gonna control knob number 3. And now we're just able to turn the effects on and off with CC 19. We're able to cycle through the effects with CC 83. We're able to control knob 1 with CC 16, pot number 3. We're able to control knob 2 with CC 17, and control knob 3 with CC 18, which is going to be pot 5. And that should be enough to do what we need to do on this level. Once we have all these knobs set up in the Novation or in your MIDI controller, whatever that is, if it can take CC messages, then we come up here to send to Launch Key, and it's going to send this to the controller. So now the controller is going to correspond to what we just set up in the Novation Components app. So now that that's done, let's make sure all of this is working properly. Let's turn this down a little bit. I'm going to use this sample right here. First knob is going to turn the effects on and off. And if you see me turning the knob here, you can see that MFX knob turning on and off. I'm toggling it off, toggle on, toggle off, toggle on. So we know that knob is set up right. And if we go into bus 1, we can see here that we bypass it by turning it to the left. We turn it on by turning it to the right. So we know that CC signal is set up right. And we know that the controller is speaking directly to the SP. So if we go to our second knob here, which is CC83, remember, this is supposed to cycle through the effects. So first we're going to turn the effects on. And now we're going to cycle through the different effects, and we can see it doing that there on bus 1. So we know that's working. Perfect. So now let's start to use these control knobs to see if the control knobs are working. And the control knobs were pot 3, 4, and 5, which correspond to control number 1, control number 2, and control knob number 3. So let's see if those are working. Seems to be working to me. You hear the cutoff changing? Now I'm gonna go to the resonance. Now let's go to the drive. And they all seem to be working. Let's see, let's go to filter drive here. All right. So now we definitely know it's working. That's pot number 3, controlling the cutoff. It's your resonance right here. Pot number 4. You know that's working. Beautiful. And then we go to pot number 5 for our drive. And that's working. And let's turn it off with pot number 1. I hope that helps. I got a couple of DMs about this a few times and I just never got around to it, but I just wanted to show you guys how to control your effects when you have a MIDI controller connected directly to your SP-404 MK2. This particular controller only has a MIDI out, so you don't even have to get into the confusion of is it MIDI in, is it MIDI out. This goes out. So once you're coming out of your MIDI controller, you go into the SP-404 MK2 and you should have no issues. You set up your pot knobs, whatever that is, or whatever controls it is on your MIDI controller. You set it up with those CC numbers that I used. And you can actually check in the Roland manual, it says the same thing. I'll put a screenshot of that up so you guys can see it. So if you're playing live or you're in your studio and your MIDI controller is far away from your SP and you don't want to be going back and forth, you can control it right here from your knobs. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care.